Get this, candidates got talent. How they're trying to sing and dance and charm their way into office. But is it working? And do you want it all night long or just a quickie? The brand new bombshell on how long sex should really last. Paul is taking you behind the scenes of her exclusive sit-down with Kentucky clerk Kim Davis. And the Lord of Empire, Lee Daniels, has a sneak peek at the star-studded, shocking new season. It all starts now on The View with Whoopi, Michelle Collins, Joy Behar, Raven Simone, and Paula Ferris. Now, let's get things started.
You're So Beautiful from the soundtrack to the hit show Empire, and we played it because the ruler of the empire, Lee Daniels, is here today.
Hi, Josie. Hi, Josie. Don't forget, that's my baby's daddy singing that song. That's my baby's daddy singing that song.
Baby daddy singing that song.
On more ways than what? Okay.
Okay, never mind.
What?
Anyway, presidential campaign season looks a little bit more like a talent show these days because the latest president in the new act is Carly Fiorina, who performed this tune about her dog on Fallon last night. Take a look.
My name's Nick, and I'm lazy. Please don't take a walk with me. I'd rather stay right here at home instead. I want to lie back down in my nice warm bed. My name's Nick, and you're gonna have to carry me.
Is this on iTunes, America? Am I right? Let's buy this single. I'm in. Well, 99 cents.
But everybody, all the candidates seem to be going out of their way to show their fun side. So, you know, the question comes up, do you have to be an entertainer to be a politician? And is that what we should be paying attention to?
Well, have you seen them? First of all, have you seen the different acts? I mean, let's look at some of the things that they've done. I mean, you have, what's his name? There's Hillary Clinton doing something.
Dancing? That was
there's
dancing.
Rubio. Yeah, I don't get that one at all. Oh, yeah, here's the first black president playing the sax. And then you have a few others, but they're very boring, most of them. They're not that good at it.
But I don't think they have to do this.
He was good.
I don't think they have to do this, but I think people actually like to see this. I don't know how many of you like to see a different side to these politicians rather than just going up and saying the same thing.
Yeah,
They
have to do it. It's their advisors that tell them that you need to be more down to earth, so you have to do this. I'm sorry, that is a public ploy.
Do it like Obama when he sang the Al Green. Remember that?
Oh, well, wait. I mean,
there he is.
Yeah, but
listen.
So in love with you.
See, they're loving it. They love it.
yeah, people love it, but you know, we're supposed to be good
That's
at this,
right.
okay?
That's funny.
This is part of
So white people
being,
can't dance.
Well, some white people can't dance. A lot of white people can. But, you know, Obama also can get up and sling the jokes with the best of them at the correspondence.
He's a talented man.
He's a very charming guy. Obama's charming, and I think Carly was trying to show that to us, too. And I'm first in line for her Christmas album. I'm very excited about it. I mean, I'm not going to vote for her, but I'll buy her album. I'm not offended by her album.
I don't believe you. Anyway, Obama is also performing yet another duty as president later today. He's picking up Pope Francis at the airport to kick off his whirlwind trip. It's kind of like you have to be an entertainer and you have to be the chauffeur.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Is the Pope Mobile in the shop? Is that
Uber canceled on them, so we have to keep going.
It's so adorable to picture, like, Obama at the airport circling, like, looking for the hat. Being like, is the hat on? I can't find you. Are you by American? Where are you? I love the idea of him just, like, with his lights on, flashing his blinkers. It's like, I don't know. It's very sweet to me.
I'm sure that this is going to be construed as a political move on the part of Obama.
Oh, a lot of people are
that Obama is picking up the Pope. That, well, he does agree with the Pope on a few things, but he disagrees with the Pope on many things. Maybe he should just pick up Huckabee at the Port Authority, like, to make it. To make it even. But seriously, he agrees with him on climate change. He agrees with him on opening the doors with Cuba.
And that's why I'm sure he's gone. This is the first time the pontiff is ever going to be doing any of the things that he's doing. So I don't think it's a political thing. I think it's showing respect. I mean, Bush would go to pick up the Pope. I mean, whoever was in office would be doing just that.
Would be doing this. And everybody loves this Pope. Political. He's a very.
Everybody, but some people are pissed at him.
But I think
the strong majority
compared to Ratzinger, I mean, people.
Well, please, you know,
Ratzinger and his loafers.
That was Pope Benedict from the last administration, who used to wear red Prada shoes. This man is practically in like Jesus sandals. You know what I mean?
Really
Which is a whole other way of looking at the world.
Actually, he read the book. He read the book. He was like, oh, okay, I can do this.
Right.
Because when he became cardinal, he said to all the folks who said, oh, we're going to come and see it happen for you. He said, no, you stay here, give that money to the poor.
Yeah.
I'll be cardinal for a long time. You don't have to come. The guy says, I don't need to live in a palace. Let me live with the other folks. This is, I mean.
So what is the objection to him?
Well, the objection to him, if I may, is that people feel, or some of the staunch Catholics feel, that he's too loose. You know, they want to keep it like, you know, if you're a divorced person, you can't get any sacraments. If you're gay, God hates you. They want to keep that going. And I think his feeling is like, you're missing the point. We are a religion that is supposed to be about forgiveness and understanding.
Right.
If we're always pointing the finger saying, you don't matter, and you don't matter, and you don't matter, pretty soon won't nobody matter.
So when they insinuate religion...
But I think the overarching word and the one word to describe this Pope is compassionate. He still stands for his convictions. He still says the Bible is the same yesterday, today, and forever. It does not change, and most Christians do believe that the culture can change, our belief system can change, but the one thing that doesn't change is the Word of God. But the way he approaches it with Christianity is compassionate, and they'll know you're Christians by your love for one another. I think a lot of people see the love
but then
in his
all the
eyes.
Evangelicals should love him. I mean, that's the top super Christians. They don't love him.
Because isn't he more liberal than past?
I don't know. Well, he is
like liberal,
much more liberal than a great many. But, you know, folks never recovered from John the 23rd. Pope John the 23rd.
He was the best.
Was the Pope who said, listen, the only way we're going to get the flock to come back, this is in the early 60s, is if we make this about the people who inhabit the church. Let's have the music of the people. Let's take the nuns out of the steeples. Let's make it about people and God and church. And so people never got over that. Those nuns came out of those habits. People went, oh my God. They were so upset. You can't play rock music in a church. You can't start saying we have to think for yourselves. This is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And
this Friday on the show, we're going to have a debate between a conservative Catholic and a more liberal Catholic, because really there is that going on right now. You know, no matter how compassionate he is, he still follows the rules of the church: anti-choice, anti-birth control, anti-divorce.
But he's done something. Well, he's done something that no other church has done. This is the first time the church has said out loud, listen, we don't want you to have an abortion, but I understand why women do. That's what he said. What he said about
that before.
Right. He's the first one to say it, and that woke a lot of people up to say, okay, that's at least a discussion worthy.
But he's actually showing that people do change over time, and that things are happening in this world. Technology's changing us. Our thought processes are changing. And if you have something that's so, concrete with the book, and you're showing that your man, that's the face of your book, is actually changing with it, maybe you should listen to him.
Yeah. But Joy, I want to come back. You said you said he's still pro-life, and you listed a couple of other things. But don't you think that's what makes him so unique? He's still standing by his values, because he doesn't think those change. They don't change with the wind like the culture does.
But
he's doing it with compassion.
Let's make sure that the 10 Commandments are the 10 Commandments. There's only 10.
Yeah, but for example, priests used to get married back in the day.
Yes.
So that really isn't in any book.
No.
And he still believes that priests should be male.
Interpretation.
Maybe he'll change on that one, which I think he should.
Baby steps. I mean, little things.
I would like to see that change, because that is not doctrine. There's
a lot of stuff that isn't doctrine.
Priests used to get married back in the day, but then their property used to go to the to their heirs. Right. And then the church said, wait a second, we could use that cash.
Yeah. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but that's the historical facts. Yeah. It was different. So things do change. And you know what? We have to change right now, because I think I just sneezed and wet myself. We'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
How long do you want sex to last? The ladies are giving their magic number next.
You guys, this week's gonna get crazy in here.
Really? How so?
Show us. Roll it.
The View's got Sofia Vergara and Anthony Anderson. Oh, yeah. This is gonna be good.
Trust me.
Tomorrow on ABC.
To have a conversation that probably should only be held by adults. So if you want, you should probably get your kids out of the room right now. We'll wait. We'll tell you what we're going to talk about while you're ushering the little ones out. The latest issue of New York Magazine set out to find out how long people really want sex to last. Yeah. The articles claim that the average time sex should last is 6 minutes. I'll leave it to you.
You notice there weren't a lot of men in the audience, so you didn't get a lot of claps.
That means that's like the commercial break, 6 minutes. I mean, that's no time.
I want it to last.
You need more.
I want it to last until I'm done. As long as that takes. As long as if I'm not done, we're not finished.
But what about those guys that have the 4-hour erection? What are we going to do with that?
Well, we're going to take them to the hospital, like they said. Yeah. If your erection lasts over 4 hours, get them to the hospital. That's what it says on the box.
It used to be 2 minutes. It's increased. Why do you suppose it's increased?
And are they talking, what kind of sex are they talking about? Because there's a lot of parts to sex. There's a lot of, you know...
Tell us.
Yes.
Like what parts?
Come on, Raven.
There's a lot, there's like appetizers, entrees, and desserts.
Oh. Are you having sex with Cheesecake Factory?
Cheesecake.
You know, Raven's having sex with the Cheesecake Factory. It's a 3-course meal. She gets the cheesecake.
Don't hate, sweetie. There's a 3-course meal.
There's a 3-course meal. Don't you think that women like the appetizer better than the entree? Hello?
I just think we're more...
Depends on what your entree is. Making out in the car was great. Remember those days?
That's my favorite.
Making out in the car and a little petting.
I think in today's society, we're just much more comfortable in our own skin, and we like pleasure, and there's nothing wrong with it, whereas maybe in years past...
We're not comfortable in our own skin.
Some of us are.
Oh, my God. You know,
some of us are more comfortable.
So uptight about sex. Well, you know what? Forget our conversation. Let's ask an expert. Please welcome one of the world's foremost authorities on sex, Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Dr. Ruth,
she's still at it. 87, and she's still at it.
This crazy article says that the average amount of time that sex should last is 6 minutes. What do you think of that?
A catastrophe. Because, first of all, for some women, it might be enough.
Right.
And for many women, it is not enough. First of all, what they don't talk about is foreplay.
Appetizer.
Appetizer.
Yes.
I need foreplay and 5-play. I need all the plays.
But how long should that last, foreplay?
You cannot put a time on it.
Thank you.
That is so stupid.
I agree.
Because, first of all, even for the same woman, it changes. If you sometimes want to have a quickie, no problem.
Right.
Have a quickie and go out for dinner.
Right.
Sometimes you just need fast
Or
food.
the other way around.
You need the drive-through, and then you can go on.
How about a quickie during dinner?
No. I'm old-fashioned and a square. But the idea that there will be an alarm clock that you are going to watch while you are engaged in that wonderful activity of, it's a daytime show, but the wonderful activity of sex, we can say that. The other thing that is very important is for some men to learn that foreplay is crucial. So don't look at the time and say, I have to watch the football game. So I will have fast sex and then I'll watch the football game. Also, for women, the lubrication in that part of the anatomy is
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
it's not constant. So You cannot really put a time on it. And I don't want anybody to go to bed with a watch on and say,
unless you got work in the morning, Dr. Ruth. Unless you got work in the morning. You got to hurry up. I got stuff to do in the morning.
Now, for some women, foreplay is the most crucial part. And it is important to know that you can use some fantasy and you can make believe that a whole football team is in bed with you. But really, keep your mouth shut.
Yes, don't tell him what
Don't
you
tell him anything.
Are you saying not role play?
In more ways than one, Joy.
So loud and clear, this wonderful activity between people with a relationship, not with a watch and not with an iPhone and not with anything that should measure.
So no Scrabble during or any of that? No.
No words with friends. Not going to happen.
But it's important to know that in this
Does oral sex cause brain damage, Dr. Ruth? I read that.
I'll talk to you later. You know what? It's the most wonderful activity that people can engage in with a person that they have a relationship.
Yes.
So this idea of putting now a time limit is really
But you know, these kids today, they don't have relationships. A lot of people, not just
But I
kids.
don't like
they
that.
don't have relationships. They're on a date and they do it that night. I mean, that's what's going on.
Now, what we have to teach, and especially you on The View, you have to keep on saying the importance of a relationship. Look at your audience here. And look at your audience at home. Loud and clear. Sex, just like a one-night stand, is a no-no. I do not believe... Yes.
I agree with you.
I want people to have that relationship. I want them to smile when he or she walks into the room.
Well, I tell you what, when I open my drawer and I see what's in there, I smile. We want to say thank you, Dr. Ruth. Be sure to check out her latest book, The Doctor Is In. We will be right back.
I have friends who are gay and lesbians. They know where I stand, and we don't agree on this issue, and we're okay because we respect each other.
Welcome back. You know, everywhere you look these days, somebody's snapping a damn selfie.
Thank you.
And a new survey found that the average millennial will snap 25,000 selfies in their lifetime. That doesn't seem like a lot.
You're welcome.
In a lifetime.
What?
Why am I welcome?
Because we look bomb in these pictures. We've come up with new faces like the duck face. No? Nobody?
I don't do that in every picture I take is like that because it gives you cheekbones.
It gives you cheekbones.
And then you all look alike.
Okay, but...
You all look alike in the picture.
We don't know.
Okay.
And then you shoot your food. What's the thing with the food? Why are you taking pictures of your
food? Did you see my food on Instagram the other day?
I did not see your food.
First of all, let's talk about my Instagram post of my bomb chorizo vegan sandwich that I made. It was spectacular.
It looked good,
Check me out at Raven Simone. Anyway, so you saw that? We're going to take a selfie now. And all of you guys that are not millennials, if you come for me for selfies, I'm going to say, remember the disposable cameras? Don't be mad that we have a better camera, so when you flip it around, your face is half off. And you're at Walgreens trying to get your camera developed.
And you can't see it. My issue with selfies. You're high. No, you're not.
Take your selfie.
What did she just say?
Here's the thing. Take a selfie, but can I just say that we are catfishing ourselves as a people? Hold on, do this. Because I think I look like this.
Paula, get in there, Paula!
Take it.
This is live TV.
This is in the picture.
But that's what I think I look like. I think I look like that face. And that's not true. And people think they look like the selfies they're taking. I'm very blessed because I was born with 2 selfie stick arms. I have very long arms. So I can do like Hubble telescope angle and look like 40 pounds thinner. But it's a problem because I see these pictures. I'm like, God, I look great. We actually have a picture of how many selfies it took me and a friend. I don't know if we could pull that up to get the right one. That is the screen grab. We took about 40 pics. And then the one that was pretty, I'm like, there I am. But no, that's not what I look like. That's like the one out of 40 pictures that works.
Yeah, but you're not going to present yourself. Sorry, hold on a second. You're not going to present yourself on Instagram, Twitter, any of the social media sites without a nice picture. Other people
I don't use
Photoshop themselves off the time.
Can we put the phone down for a second and like have a conversation with somebody? Because my thing is, I feel like it's so narcissistic. I think, okay, take a couple selfies, but I don't want to look through your whole feed and see pictures of yourself.
Yeah.
Can you please look beyond yourself for a little bit and look at what else is going on in your society? Maybe I'm old, but I just think it's this mentality, this narcissistic mentality.
What happened to Anthony Weiner? He took a selfie, and look what happened to him. Hello, up here, down here.
His angle was too high, actually. He needed to get a little further in.
I don't know if we're raising. Somebody on Twitter says, "I'm sick of selfies. We are raising egomaniacs." I don't know if we're raising them. I think we're actually giving into what's already there.
No, you're feeding. No,
you're feeding. You see kids doing it. It's like a little scary.
No, you can see kids do it, but that's because we have the technology to do it. We just found something that can have a camera on the front and the back.
Kids are doing it because adults are doing it.
Oh,
adults do it all the time. Listen, kids know. They see us do it. All of this. Maybe I'm too old. I'm almost 60, okay? I get it, but I know I see adults coming and they're taking pictures and they're taking pictures of themselves, and we are living in egomaniacal time that we have created. So if we've created this, the question is, how do we get folks to stop and pay attention?
I have a question, though.
Go ahead, girl.
Isn't the selfie similar to the portrait that they used to commission people to do and then put it up of the mirrors?
It took forever to get that, and 9,000 people didn't see it.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Okay, so... Is that what that's for? Yeah. There's another, this is like my topic. Yeah. I'm like...
We love this.
Okay, so from Twitter, in years gone by, if someone were to continuously take their own picture, you would think it conceited, and now it's called a selfie. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm conceited. I do mine for work. People say this all day, and then some people do it.
Maybe one a week, but I don't need 5 pictures of you during the day.
Maybe we don't. How about stay off people's things?
Listen, there are people I follow on Instagram. Raven, I'm not talking about you, but I'll look at you. Don't be mad. No, but there are people who post a lot. It's like every day another one, and it's like showing off the outfit, doing this. Hey, I'm reading. I'm here with the cat.
I know.
It's like enough already. I mean, if you're here we meet people, and sometimes it's nice to post it, or like if someone's, I don't know. It's just really to feel good about yourself. Let's be honest. You're looking at a picture, you're like, everyone look at this picture.
Let's talk about the good side of a selfie. Okay. If I don't take a selfie at least twice a day, my mama's not going to know where I am sometimes.
Well, then pick up the phone and call her.
Wait, pause. No, I don't want to talk to my mama sometimes. I want her to go on and see where I am, and then people know you're safe. Let's just look at the good side for 2 seconds.
That's very good.
Thank you.
But the other thing with selfies, too... The other thing with selfies is you're putting forth like a false pretense because you're highlighting everything, you're shading it, you're altering it, you're editing it. So it's not really you.
And so does every supermodel and every celebrity you see on a magazine.
But the bottom line is, none of us are supermodels. This is what we look like.
Speak for yourself,
I've known you.
You hardly wear makeup. Your skin is like a baby's butt. It is beautiful. This is like 4 hours of makeup. I don't need it, but I wear it, girl.
No, and the operative word is what you just said. I don't need it, but I wear it.
Right.
And that's the difference. Hit the ding. We'll be right back. And when we come back, Paul is going to show us the exclusive interview with Kentucky clerk Kim Davis.
You've been married 4 times. You had children in an adulterous relationship. People are calling you a hypocrite. Are you?
No. I'm forgiven. Washed clean.
Back from Kentucky, where she sat down with County Clerk Kim Davis, who's back at work but still refusing to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples.
Yeah,
I thought there was a clip.
I'll throw the clip in a second, but I spent over 2 hours on her property in Kentucky. I have to say she was very gracious. And this is about her conscience. And she says that she's willing to go back to jail if it gets to that point. But for her, religious liberty and conscience, they go hand in hand. Take a look.
One of the voters who finally received a marriage license said that he finally felt human. That was a direct quote. He was in tears. People will question, why is your moral conscience, Kim, more important than someone else's happiness?
I don't think dignity is guaranteed in the Constitution. I think dignity is something that you find within yourself. I feel really sad that someone could be so unhappy with themselves as a person, that they did not feel dignified as a human being until they got a piece of paper. I mean, there's just so much more to life than that.
But if it's just a piece of paper, it's not just a piece of paper to some people, and it's not a piece of paper to you.
But I mean, that's what took to make him happy, for him to feel dignified as a human being. I just, you know, I don't know. I can't, it's really sad.
And she had 4 pieces of paper. She got married 4 times.
We talked about that. And we talked about that. I said, you've been married 4 times. You had 2 children in an adulterous relationship. People call you a hypocrite. And she says that she was washed clean. She changed her life 4.5 years ago. But yeah, well, there you go. Yeah. But I mean, she's not denying just certificates to gay couples. She's denying certificates in general right now, gay marriage licenses, and for her, she had to deny.
She's out of a job right now.
No, she's back at work, but now her deputy clerks are signing
all the licenses.
All the licenses right now, and for her, she had to deny one of her friends, and she says, but another one of her friends knows her stance and says, I respect you enough. I wouldn't put you in that position because I know that this is really going to affect your conscience.
It sounds very suspicious to me. Like, I have gay friends. It's like, do you, Kim Davis? Because I would love to meet them.
I would like one of her rights taken away so she can see what it feels like to live in a country with your rights taken away. It's not about dignity of somebody's self or what they feel like. It's about what your country is supposed to do for you.
And for her, the Supreme Court, it's the opinion of the Supreme Court. I asked her, I said, who's your boss? Is it God? Is it the federal government? Or is it your constituents? And she says godly authority trumps everything to her. And she's not saying
God
you
pay her.
No, actually, she has a very large salary. I think the average salary in her the constituents.
The constituents pay her to do what?
Her salary is $80,000 a year, and the average salary in that county is about $14,000.
Right, but my point is, she isn't elected or she's been chosen, but she gets a salary.
But
that's
the majority of her constituents agree with her.
Well, the bottom line is this: you can't pick and choose. You can't pick and choose.
Not in that job.
If you are an elected official, you have to do what the government tells you to do.
Yeah,
exactly. But in her mind,
you know what? God can guide her wherever He needs her to be. But as long as she's working for the federal government of the United States of America, she is also bound to that job. And if she can't do her job, she should go somewhere else and do another job.
Wait a second. She's asking for an exemption. She says you can go ahead and get, she just does not want her name on the marriage licenses. But she says you can still have it, but she just, and you guys, this is the beginning of a big fight you're going to see across this country.
Right.
I talked to
everyone can pick what they want to do.
I know, but
it's not this.
I talked to her counsel, and he says right now there are county clerks in at least 5 states that are seeking an exemption. They just aren't comfortable. It's their conscience. They don't want their name on it.
If, let's say she believes that you shouldn't issue marriage licenses to black people or interracial couples.
Which used to be.
Would that be allowed? I mean, do you ask her anything?
She would be called a totally different name, and we'd have the same argument we did last time. I was told as a young person, don't repeat history, and it looks like history is being repeated over and over again.
Yeah. Well, Joy, you had a question for her.
I did.
Joy had a question for her, and here it is. I asked Kim Davis.
After Ronald Reagan passed, Nancy Reagan famously changed her stance on stem cell research. Do you ever see yourself changing your stance on this?
On the Word of God? No way. No. Never.
Well, my question really, I had a little part there because Ronald Reagan had Alzheimer's, and after he died, Nancy Reagan, who was against stem cell before, was now for stem cell because it personally affected her. That was really where I was going. If you had a son, Kim, who was gay and wanted to marry a boy,
that. She would not sign the license.
Against her own child.
Yeah, she would deny her children, her grandchildren. She's already denied her friends.
And that's her prerogative. But you know, she can't be the county. If she can't do the whole job that a county clerk is supposed to do, she should get a different kind of job. What Raven is talking about, you know, it used to be we weren't allowed to get our voters' rights. We weren't allowed to marry. And, you know...
Even women.
Right.
I mean, it's just all of these things where people say, I don't think that's right. I don't think black people should be doing this. I don't think gay folks should be doing this. The bottom line is, if you take the oath of office, you're not saying I'm just going to serve Christians. Yeah. You're saying I'm serving the public, and that's where I have the issue.
I have one final thought, too. I have one final thought. And I think, you know, the majority of people probably disagree with her. I will say this in spending a lot of time with her, though. This woman has received death threats. People have said they're going to come to her home and kill her.
I don't like
They're going to burn down her house and rape her. And I will say the way that she's handled this, she didn't want the spotlight. She's handled it with grace. She's not pointed the finger at anyone. She hasn't said anything disparaging. So you have to at least admire the fact that she is under a huge amount of scrutiny right now.
Listen,
and the spotlight,
you know
she hasn't repaid evil with evil.
But you can catch more of Paula's exclusive. Well, exclusive what? Interview. Thank you. Tonight on Nightline, right after Jimmy Kimmel, and we'll be right back with the creator of Empire, Lee Daniels.
6 minutes for sex? Whoopi, how am I supposed to follow Dr. Ruth with 6 minutes for sex? Talk about Empire. Okay, wish me luck.
Series that changed the game is back for season 2, and things are a bit of a mess. The family's in a power struggle. Lucius is facing murder charges, and Cookie is almost at a loss for words. Take a look.
It's tearing my babies apart having you in here.
Always wear Ryder.
Say for a nigga. One of these little boys messing around with it here.
It's crazy how I can love you and hate you the same moment.
Hey now. He goes by the original Big Daddy. Please welcome Empire co-creator, the amazing Lee Daniels. You know, it's crazy. Listen, I have to ask you this question because
Wait a minute. Why would you have me follow that crazy lady?
What's
that lady's
crazy? Look, do I look like I own the show? I'm just doing my job. Lee,
you look good.
That's right.
You look good.
Thank you.
Would you lose some weight?
A lot.
You look great.
Thank you,
Don't
baby.
you look great, y'all?
Thank you.
Yes, God.
But what I want to know is now, you know, season 1 left everybody breathless, knocked the hell out of everybody. Now we're going into season 2. Are you a little freaked out that people have these high expectations about Empire now, that it's got to be the right music, it's got to be as good as last year? I mean, how are you handling that?
No, I'm just trying to tell the truth. And as long as I keep my eye on the ball and not worry about, and not come out of the bubble and read what people are saying, or listening to voices, and just talk about what I'm experiencing right now on the streets, what my son is experiencing on the streets, and tell the truth. As long as I'm telling the truth, I'm okay.
Love it.
I love that.
I don't really think about it. Yeah, because you start thinking about it, you go crazy.
Right.
No, it's hard. Now, Lee, I'm so excited to meet you. And Taraji obviously was incredible at the Emmys. They taught me to say she was on 100. See, guys?
Yes, God.
Check her out. So tell me something like how
on 100.
Yes, Taraji was on 100, Lee. You know how it is. Anyways, how proud of you how proud of her are you? Rather?
I am so. It's not. She's been already, you know, from where I'm from, the streets and from the hood. She's our Meryl Streep.
Yes.
So now America and the world gets to see what it is that. What it is that the streets have seen and cherished for so long. And she's handling it so well, and I'm just so proud of her. I'm proud of everyone on the show. I think that it's a family. We are having a ball. Yeah.
So are you going to the White House this weekend?
Okay. So I have been invited before, but I've been working, you know, and I figured I will never, probably in my lifetime, hopefully, I don't think so, see another African American in the office. So.
You better get your ass gone.
I'm so good. To make sure that I went, I called my mother. And it's like Gloria from my movie The Butler,
Right.
going to the White House for the first time. She done told the church. She done told everybody. She my date. So I cannot not go this time. So I'm very excited.
That's hilarious.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I love that.
She's
Oh my
excited.
God.
Yeah.
You should like steal a plate. You know, that's my dream. If I ever go to the White House, you got to take like a piece of silverware or something.
Don't.
Now, the
White
You
paper.
cannot. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
My mother will do it. Don't. You should.
Too late. She already heard it.
Lord have mercy. Don't do it,
One
Mom.
plate from the
Don't
White
do
House.
it.
She's
Don't
fine.
do it.
What about what you said you would ask him? Because there were all the cameos.
Oh my God, Lee. Okay, listen, this is serious. You have a lot of cameos on Empire. Are you looking for a tall white girl? Because I would truly, Lee, listen, this is God's gift. Come here.
Take my baby away.
Yes, girl. Yes, my baby away. Yes, God, I am. Listen. Oh my God. No, but seriously, you have everybody on this show.
Let me tell you something.
Go.
I gotta get the whoop whoop first.
Fair enough.
Because the whoop whoop is the goddess. You know what I mean?
Yes.
This is the goddess right here. So we gotta get the whoop whoop. And then I got you.
And then
I
you got
promise
you.
I
I
got
love you
but
for it.
I got to get the whoop whoop.
Season 14.
Will you,
I'll
will
do
you,
that.
No, not season
will you
14.
keep coming back and giving us updates? Because A, we love when you come here, and B, we love Empire.
Thank you so much. That means
Love
so
it.
much to me.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lee Daniels. Empire premieres tomorrow night, y'all. Get everybody together. You know you want to have a party to watch because it ain't no joke. I saw the first episode. You need to watch. Check your local listings. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You know, tomorrow you're not going to be here.
It's Yom Kippur tomorrow, which is a very big Jewish holiday.
Right.
It's a spiritual cleanse,
Right.
and you don't eat for a day, and I'm going to come back very thin on Thursday, so tune in. It's gonna look
And we also had that wonderful selfie, right?
Yeah, we showed the selfie.
They showed it. Okay, so we're streaming live after the show ends at abc.com/The View, so go there. And look, thank you for coming and hanging with us. You actually make us better when you're here, so we appreciate you. Have a great day. Take a little time to enjoy The View.